Hello and welcome along to the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing Project Cars 2 Clio Cup Championship here today at Knockhill, and we're heading into the final closing chapters of this championship using the Clios here on the Xbox group. There's a whole host of drivers lined up and ready for action tonight. We've got Knockhill coming up soon, 15-minute race followed by the finale at Bugatti, so that's coming up soon. But first, Knockhill, fantastic little track in Scotland, 1.29 miles, 9 turns of furious action I think we can expect today. Some blind crests and curbs and plenty of overtaking zones, and whenever we've raced here before it's been real mayhem and good fun. And it's Chris Dodd who leads the way, 2 wins apiece for him and Alex EDL, clearly the favourites for this championship. Outsiders with Stuart Davis and Scuderia Sam still in the hunt, but if they don't do well here today they're going to be ruled out of it. And then we've got great battles going on between D-Man and BTCC Dan there for 6th and 7th in the championship hunt as well. And today it's Chris Doherty starting on pole, courtesy of his win at the last race out. Big Bad Wolf up there in second, his best start of the season as well. He's going to be going for glory today. D-Man as well is flying along. Alex DDL unusually found himself down a little bit in the pack in 4th, championship, one of the championship favourites there alongside Chris. And we're on the grid now and we're waiting for the lights to go green, and it's Chris Doherty who gets a really good start. He's been well known for his starts recently, really good. Stuart Davis as well gets a great start. He's also been making good runs recently. He's in 6th place now, just behind Scuderia Sam, who they're fighting together for 3rd in the championship there. Scuderia Sam gets a little bit of sideways action going on, and Stuart Davis now has got him under pressure, and that's Loopy McGee too, who's made an excellent start. Slots in there in 7th behind them, with BGCC Dan there. Ratza's in 9th, and Alex Brown as well is in the mix there in 10th. And as we head through halfway through the first lap now, it's Chris Doherty who leads the way, just ahead of Big Bad Wolf, who's trying to fend off D-Man, who goes on 2 wheels, and Scuderia Sam goes on 2 wheels even more and slam and makes contact with the barrier, and that's going to disadvantage him massively. Now he's getting past left, right and centre by the chasing pack, who's swallowing him up, and this is Alex CDL on the outside of Big Bad Wolf, and he's got through on the outside I think, and that's also D-Man up into 2nd. And now Loopy McGee's battling away with the red machine of Scuderia Sam 2 as they head out of the last corner and up the hill on Knockhill. And Loopy McGee will know this track very well, being a Scotsman who takes his bike round here regularly, so we can expect some fast times from him today. And now Scuderia Sam's down the inside of Alex Brown, with Ratzer waiting to pick off any scraps as well unfold. And it's been absolutely mayhem in the first lap here. I haven't stopped talking, Alex.
Great first lap, but Alex has made up a position which is definitely what he needs. He really needs to try and catch Chris, as it looks like Wolf off there. Yeah, Wolf, he's down to 6th now. Little mistake there, and he'll have Loopy chasing him. As he said, it's technically his home race, as he is Scottish. But he'll be chasing Wolf down now with BTCC Dan as well, who's also recently had his first PS4 win in the Clio Championship on that console, so he'll also be quite confident at the moment. But you see Alex looking for the inside now on D-Man. Will he give him room? Yeah, good move there. Down the inside, try and hold it because the cars can go. And that's Chris off to the left there.
Yeah, Chris Doherty, he's lost the back end. Very unusual to see Chris losing the back end like that in these cars. He loves these front wheel drive cars, and look, he's lost now 2nd, he's lost 1st as well, and he's down to 3rd place now, and he's battling away with his Irish friend D-Man there, and now the 2nd and 3rd with Alex now, who was 4th on the grid, suddenly finds himself in the lead in that white car. And this is absolutely dream scenario for Alex now in his quest to win this championship, with just a couple of rounds left to go. And Stuart Davis is on the move. Look, he's trying to attack BTCC Dan as they head into the last corner now. Stuart Davis tries to drift the car. And who's that? Richard? Yes, Richard it is, or otherwise known as Big Bad Wolf. He's really lost the back end as well, and he's down there now in 8th place from 2nd on the grid, so really not a good one. Oh, and the bit of an Irish skirmish going on, and Chris Doherty's off. He's on the inside of the track, and that's more cars now spinning around in turn 2. Bang! That's Stuart Davis, who absolutely Maldonado's D-Man and goes head over back and sideways and up in the air, and he's now really far back down with Alex Brown, and it's all changed around here now, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's you have to wonder what was going on there, especially between teammates, D-Man and Chris there. They just tangled, and that's allowed this man through into, still into the lead, but he's got a good gap now. That's also got BTCC Dan up in second, so great for him. And also Sam, who was down in 7th or 8th, and he's up to 3rd, so that's great for them.
Certainly is, as Big Bad Wolf there runs a bit wide in 4th, holding off Loopy McGee now as well, who's attacking. But yeah, fantastic dream scenario for Scuderia Sam, who's trying to beat Stuart Davis to 3rd in the championship, but a real disaster for Chris Doherty now. This is really not what he wants to see, is it, with Alex as well leading at the moment, and you can see his championship lead slipping away here, and with just 1 round left to go, he really needs to do damage limitation from this point on in this race. But he does love this track and he loves these cars, so anything can still happen. We've got a long way left to go in this race as they head over the crest. There's Big Bad Wolf nearly losing the back end there, and that's the car off in the background. Is that Chris?
Yeah. He's
that's
going
Chris
wide.
Off. And that's Loopy off now, Alex.
Yeah, it's like they got oil on the wheels as they're all taking turns to explore the gravel trap. But that's really close, these 3 up. It looks like Stu trying around the outside. He might try the cut back here. But no, good defence by Wolf there. But oh no, they're together, and that's Wolf now in on the infield. But he makes it up and he's back onto the straight. But that's put him into the clutch with Chris, and Chris will have the momentum and try and get past him into the first corner.
Yeah, he's lining them up. Look, he's looking for a way through, but it's quite a quick entry to the first corner. And Big Bad Wolf goes really quick. Oh, and that's Loopy McGee, look, throwing away 5th place. He's off. He's off in the second corner there. That's where Chris threw it away earlier too. So it's clearly quite tricky there to get the car through that corner quickly without losing the back end. A little bit of lift-off oversteer by the looks of it, and from Big Bad Wolf too in that corner. He hasn't quite perfected that, and that's Chris Doherty now up into 5th. So suddenly, even though Chris made that error the last lap, he's suddenly found himself up into 5th already now, and it's Stuart Davis in his sights.
Yeah, it's quite ideal, especially with the little bit of chaos that happened in lap 2 or 3. It's really allowed him to just really nullify that mistake as D-Man looking down on the inside of Loopy McGee. Bit of a dive there, forcing out wide, and that is Alex Brown. But he runs wide into the gravel trap, and that was unfortunate because that would have been a great move from him.
It certainly would have, and as Rat said, I don't know what Rats was doing, using a Joker lap in the background, but Alex Brown there, he really lined that up perfectly, didn't he, and just carried a little bit too much speed and ran out into the gravel trap there, and that's lost him the momentum. He's back where he was now, and D-Man must be thinking, oh, what have I got to do? I was up in second not so long ago as Alex heads to the beach once again. He's being chased by this man here, Ratzer in the Monster Energy Clio. Is chasing hard, isn't he? He's a fast driver as Ratzer, but he finds himself down in 10th at the moment through a few small errors.
Yeah, not sure how he got down there. He was, I think, 7th, but must have been a couple of mistakes, and he's in 10th. But we see these two battling again. You've got D-Man and Loopy. D-Man on the better line on the side, and he's a bit further ahead than he was. But Loopy taking that wide line. Sometimes you can get the cut back, which he tried there, but D-Man's wide to that and just slows up, causing the contact and keep him behind for now. But these two really go slow each other up and allow Alex to catch up in the background. And talking of the Alex, this is the other one here in the lead. Well, was in the lead. BTCC Dan's through. What's happened there?
Absolutely, we missed that one. BTCC Dan at some point has found his way past Alex. I don't know if Alex has had a mistake or something, but BTCC Dan, who's hot off flying along in the PS4 races as Dan Holloway, has now found himself in the lead of this Xbox race too. And look, that's D-Man now surrendering 7th position to Loopy McGee, and the Scotsman flies past and flies off the circuit. And Alex Brown also, the Welshman, flies off the circuit. They're all having a go through there. There must be something quite attractive about that barrier, and now Rats is going to be on his tail.
Yeah, I think everyone had a go off by there, but it is quite a tricky corner. There's a soft scope on the inside. You just clip that, you're on 2 wheels, and it forces you wide, so it's quite easy to do, but it's not ideal. But yeah, you can see
it's
how
not the right line through there, is it, ideally?
No, definitely not. But you can really see how much pace Dan's got up front, BCC Dan. He's already pulled out 2.5 seconds on Alex, so whether Alex is just going to try and get the points haul and settle for second, but especially with Chris 8 seconds in 3rd, so Chris has moved position up on Wolf as well.
He's up into the podium positions now, is Chris, but he's a good 7-6 seconds or so behind his championship rival there, Alex, and as it stands at the moment, they'll be heading into the last round with it all to play for and just a few points between them. So yeah, that's a bit of a race recap. BTCC Dan's leading from just over 2 seconds from Alex CDL, just ahead of his rival Chris Doherty for the championship. Big Bad Wolf is in 4th. Stuart Davis and Scuderia Sam are seeing their championship quest end here today if they finish where they are mathematically, but they are locked in a tussle for 3rd place in the series. So with Stuart Davis just ahead of Scuderia Sam at the moment, and D-Man there in 7th. He's in a battle with BTCC Dan for the championship. Scuderia Sam runs a bit wide there as well. So at the moment, D-Man's losing out to BTCC Dan big style. McGee there in 8th and ahead of Ratzer and Alex Brown in 10th. And we've got about 5 or so minutes left to run in this race, so 2/3 of the way through. And the field's a little bit strung out at the moment, isn't it? So where's the next battle going to come from, Alex? Where can we expect to see some more action?
Hard to say. It looks like Sam was closing on Stu before his little trip across the gravel, so that could be it. But you can still see how close everyone is from 4th to 7th. Really, it's only a few seconds in it, so one mistake and it can really bunch everyone up.
Certainly can, and this track is one for mistakes. It's so easy to throw the car away as Stuart Davis did not plan that one very well, and he's gone off. And as you very demonstrated, actually, what I just said, you can easily throw it away here. So many little places. Look at the gravel trap expanses as well, waiting to catch you. These cars are so close as well in performance, in terms of from the driver's point of view. All the drivers seem to be quite close in performance. It's going up on 2 wheels on the curbs as well. Stuart Davis now gets on the inside of D-Man. D-Man's attacking him. And yeah, it just means that any one mistake, you're pushing very hard to get those last couple of tenths, and you're off in those in the Scottish gravel traps there. So yeah, look, a little bit more of a tangle going on there. D-Man just avoids what happened to Big Bad Wolf when he got in a tangle with Stuart Davis's rear end.
Yeah, I think he must have learned from the incident before and just backed out a bit and try and get the slipstream and try again, because that hairpin is definitely the place to overtake, it seems. It's heavy braking zone, so just left. But he's trying on the inside here, down on the right-hander, and that's put Stu wide into the ground. That should let D-Man through. Yeah, he's through. That's ideal for him.
Yeah, he's through already. I think Stuart there made it quite easy for him. He tried to give him room on the inside, but gave him a bit too much room, and understeered clean off the circuit, didn't he? It's kind of one line through there. It's quite a tricky corner, that.
Yeah, and also this has really thrown away his 3rd or 4th place in the championship to Sam, as Sam's now pulling away.
Yeah, Scuderia Sam hasn't made too many mistakes. One earlier in the race, which put him back down the field, and a small one as well a few laps ago. But he's still in 5th there. Normally, you'd have to say you'd expect him to be fighting a little bit further up historically, but it's not his favourite car, and he's been having some controller issues as well. So he's there 5th, and Stuart Davis down the inside now. D-Man just goes around the outside and keeps it. And that's Loopy McGee is off on the grass. He goes off to visit one of the famous Scottish gravel traps on the inside of turn 2 there, and now he's really thrown away. He was having a fantastic race with Loopy McGee. It's such a shame that happened there.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Luckily, I think he lives he lives close to the place in reality, so he can just go home for a cuppa and forget about it. But this is Ratzer now on Stu, and they're around into the barrier. There's a bit of contact there. Is not ideal, but that's allowing Loopy to go back now. Yeah, he's back through. I think Ratzer trying to put his nose where it shouldn't have been, and Stu was turning for that. Well, it's not a corner, but it's straight with a left kink in it. But yeah, that's put him back down to 9th, as Alex is still last. We haven't seen him for a while.
No, we haven't seen Alex for a long time, actually. Don't know what he's doing. But well, when you get Stuart Davis, one of the best defenders in the business, versus Ratzer, one of the most how should we say, optimistic overtakers in the Westwoods Karting League at the moment, then it's probably going to end in tears. And it did, well, not so badly actually. They both got away with it, relatively speaking, but yeah, certainly cost them time. They're back down there now, 7th and 9th place. But BTCC Dan leading now. He's pulled out a bit of a gap over Alex. He's consistently a few tenths quicker per lap, although Alex was actually quicker on the last one. But I think he's running out of time. BTCC Dan's probably driving in a little bit within himself now to bring this one home and come home for a rare win, it has to be said, in the Xbox series.
I think it would be his first win in the Xbox series. He's had a few podiums and almost won in the GT4 TC championship until the last lap incident. So if he carries this one home, it'd be his first Xbox win. But you'd have to think the top three of BTCC Sedan, Alex and Chris, are probably reeling in the pace at the moment. Just try and get home and get the points full.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, and of course those three will start in that order for the next race because that's how it works. And the finale will be Alex starting just ahead of Chris, and if either of those win the next one, they will be the champion. If they finish where they are now, of course, it still could change with another minute or so to go. You never know what can happen in this crazy Knockhill circuit in these crazy Clios, do you?
Definitely not. Plus, I think if Chris stays third, there's Loopy up the inside of Stu, and that pushes Stu wide, and that's going to allow Ratzer up. So Stu's lost even more places. He's down to 9th. This is a dreadful race for him. But,
this is one of the worst races I've seen for Stuart, actually. He's really, not all of his own fault, but it's just led to one thing and another, hasn't it? And Loopy McGee is having a great recovery as well after his spin.
Yeah, he's up to 7th now, so that's about where he started, I think, but that's... Now Rats are up on the inside. Oh no, and they're tangled near in the barrier.
Oh dear, that's not gone well at all. And Loopy McGee is, he'll be disappointed with that one, I think.
Yeah, I think there's two people trying to go for the same spot of tarmac, and it didn't end well. This is a massive dive from D-Man. If he pulls this off, he's up the inside now, giving Sam some room there, which was nice and fair. But I think they both got away with that, and. You'd have to imagine it's coming up to the last laps now, if not the last lap.
Yeah, this is the last lap they're starting now. So this is a real big fight going on for 5th and 6th here in the race. D-Man has certainly got the pace over Scuderia Sam in these cars at this track on this particular day. And Scuderia Sam needs to make that Clio the widest Clio ever if he's going to try and get round and finish ahead here of D-Man. He was nearly a second quicker on the last lap, and he's only got half a lap in which to do it. But D-Man, he's probably going to be lining him up and get a good run through here now, lining him up for the last hairpin. He goes up on two wheels a little bit. It looks like he's got a clean run though, as BTC Sedan exits the last corner now, and he claims his first win in the Xbox League. So fantastic drive from BTC Sedan. You can see how much it means to him. Alex CDL and Chris Doherty there will resume their championship battle and finish that off at the next one. And we'll wait and see who becomes champion. And look, it's a drag race up the hill now. Scuderia Sam and D-Man just coming across the line. Who's going to get there? I think it's just going to be Scuderia Sam by the slenderest of margins, who gets 5th position, and that will be crucial in his fight with this guy here, Stuart Davis, who crosses the line in 7th. Behind Big Bad Wolf, who had a very topsy-turvy race, it has to be said, starting from 2nd, found himself down at last at one point, I think, and then up back to 7th, Loopy McGee in 8th, Ratsa 10th, and Cherryberry, this is the championship order actually now, isn't it? So Chris Doherty will be going into the last one with a 3-point advantage, Alex.
Yeah, you can see how close it is, but that means Alex has to win the next round. So join us for that round at Bugatti.
Absolutely, don't miss this one, it's going to be a corker.